As we move now to the 2-year-old Colt Pacer, Earl, and we'll start with the number 2 horse. This is Stand Alone.
Stand Alone established as the favorite, 4-5 on the board now, owned by Brittany Farms and Valdor Farms in New York. There's Rover Hanover, who won the Metro earlier this summer. He's $291,000 in the bank. Joe Houdon drives for himself, Dr. Herb Boggs, and Wayne Giles.
And the big win was the Metro final, of course, $265,000 earlier this year.
Stand Alone, we saw, trained by Bob McIntosh, has won 8 of 10, owned by George Siegel's Brittany Farms and Marty Granis Valdor Farms, Steve Condren driving. Also from the McIntosh stable, the number 3 horse, VP Finance in Abercrombie, owned by the VP Finance stable, Windsor, and Mike Lachance will drive number 3, VP Finance.
There is Mike Lachance and VP Finance, third in his elimination. Interesting, trainer Bob McIntosh won the 86 2-year-old with Sunset Warrior. Now let's move on to the number 4 horse, Big Albert.
Gelding by Albert from Enrock's Dream, owned by the Hatfield stables of Columbus, Ohio. Bud Hatfield, a direct descendant of the Hatfield and McCoy feuding years. Wayne Nichols trains. Bill O'Donnell's the driver. He's won just over $150,000, 5 wins in 13 races on the year, a 153 time.
Number 5, no standing around.
Named because Bob Standing is not a partner. A colt by Jate Lobel, owned by the Not With Bob stable of Beamsville. Dr. John Hayes trains, Doug Brown drives. He won a big trip last week, was left without cover when Stand Alone cleared to the front. He's won 6 of 8, including the American National.
Doug Brown won in this division in 91 with Digger Elmerhurst. Number 6, Don't Get in My Way.
Don't Get in My Way won the Woodrow Wilson and Abercrombie from the great race mare and producer 7 o'clock. Bill Robinson trains, John Campbell drives. He's already won over $500,000 on the year.
John Campbell. And number 7, Only Pan.
Bill Gale subbing for Jack Moisiev, owned by the Peter Pan Stables, Pepper Pike, Ohio, trained by local established trainer Joe Stutzman, has won 3 of 9 this year and almost $60,000. Best time 154 and 2, a beach towel.
Stutzman, the leading OJC trainer. Number 8, Jenna's Beach Boy.
Got a nice trip last week, another beach towel from his first crop, and this one from 5 o'clock Cindy, owned by Ellen L. DeVisser, partnership Holland, Michigan. Joe Holloway is the trainer, Bill Fay drives.
Number 9 is Powerful Structure.
A Dragon's Lair, owned by the new Lana Lobel Farm, Scarsdale, New York. Jimmy Cruz Jr. trains, Ron Waples drives. He's won 5 of 10, most of them in the New York program this year, 154 and 2 at Syracuse, his best time.
And the number 10 horse to round out the field, Village Connection.
Bill Wellwood's been doing well in Breeders' Crown events this year. Village Jiffy won in Freehold. This Cam fella, 2-year-old, is owned by Wellwood and trained by Mr. Wellwood. Paul McDonnell drives. He's won 4 of 15 going into tonight's race, $85,000 on the year. Remember, Village Jiffy was an upset winner in his 2-year-old Breeders' Crown event 3 years ago.
So there's your field for the 2-year-old Colt Pace, total purse of $670,700 as you take a look at the number 2 horse, Stand Alone, with Steve Condren. And remember that Stand Alone was upset by Jenna's Beach Boy in the elimination a week ago. It's the Breeders' Crown on TSN. There are the updated odds as we are now just 4 minutes from post time.
Stand Alone, the 4-5 favorite. Jenna's Beach Boy just back at him at 8-5, second choice in the field, and some real overlays in here. VP Finance should not be 29-1, Big Albert should not be 20-1, and Rover Hanover should not be 23-1.
Should I run out quickly?
We should bet all 3 of them. I think we've got a chance.
Comes 50 pounds of unrecyclable garbage. Let Apple repair that stone chip and do your part for the environment.
Apple Auto Plus.
Well, the Woodbine record was set in the elimination just a week ago, 152 and 4. Jenna's Beach Boy winning Silver Stands Alone, and then of course Art's Place 151 and 1 is the track record, or the world record, pardon me. How much of a factor was Jenna's Beach Boy in that beating Stand Alone?
Jenna's Beach Boy got a very nice trip. Joe Houdon let him go easily with Rover Hanover. When he got to the front, he backed down the pace and let Stand Alone go easily. He didn't engage him. He sat a perfect 2-hole trip. When he came out, he knew what to do, and admittedly, it was the track record. But I see the 8-post as a big disadvantage to this horse. He's not going to get the nice, slick trip he got last week. Of course, he may race like Yankee Cashmere. This week, Bill Fay may elect to lay off the pace and make his big rush at the end of it.
And then there's Don't Get in My Way, if you put all the words together quickly. Favored in the elimination, finishes 5th, but that's really the kind of year that the horse has had, hot and cold.
Didn't race well last week at all. On the last turn, Don't Get In My Way had big trouble. His gait was terrible. He had 9 legs as he came around the last turn, and John Campbell did a great job to keep him pacing. Now, I heard him talking to Marty earlier, and he said that the horse, they'd made some changes on him this week, and he's dramatically better, but he's going to have to be a lot more, I think, than dramatically better. He really was lucky to make the final.
Well, he would be something, wouldn't it, as well, with John Campbell driving, if John Campbell would go away from a Breeders' Crown night without a win?
Well, John Campbell has not had good luck so far this year in the Breeders' Crown. It's most unusual. Of course, he's the all-time leader at Breeders' Crown stats as far as wins and money, but 1994 will not go down the record books as the best one for John Campbell.
Marty?
You know, just because Stand Alone is the favorite right now at 4-5, and he's in the 2-hole and he's won 8 out of 10 races this year, this race is not a gimme for Stand Alone. This horse was sick not too very long ago. He's come back, but he hasn't come back as strongly as everybody thought he would come back. Stand Alone also being the favorite means that he's got that Breeders' Crown jinx going against him. Only one favorite has ever won this 2-year-old division. That was Camtastic a couple years ago. I really am beginning to like the beach towel colts, as they are showing an awful lot. But you know, there's a knock against beach towels. The beach towels, apparently, according to some horsemen, it's only what some horsemen think, the fact is they're too big as 2-year-olds, and they really haven't developed as 2-year-olds. But you know what? This Jenna's Beach Boy, this is some kind of a monster, and he will be going to the front tonight, but he's going to encounter VP Finance leaving the gate, because Mike Lachance likes leaving. Last week he had a 10-hole. He went to the front. He gave up the lead, and this week I think you're going to see a big performance from VP Finance. Mike will be looking to his right, seeing where Jenna's Beach Boy is. He definitely, to me, is going to the front. He'll have to encounter VP Finance, and then it's going to be up to Stand Alone to see whether or not he can stand alone from the rest of the field. Vic?
I wonder, too, Bob McIntosh has got a couple of horses here. He trains them both. Stand Alone, of course, VP Finance. Yeah, this brings up the interesting thing. What do you do? What do you tell your respective drivers?
I don't think Bob McIntosh tells them anything other than how the horse trained this week since his last start. But, you know, he hires professional drivers and he expects them to drive professionally. All
right, let's take a look now at the odds as we are about now, maybe 30 seconds or so from post. The updated odds heading into this 2-year-old Colt Pacer.
Stand Alone still 4-5 favorite. Jenna's Beach Boy second choice at 9-5. But the odds board would indicate this is a 2-horse race, but it's not. Another horse that we should mention that has a chance to be really good here tonight is No Standing Around. This horse raced very strong last week. I see he's 7-1 on the board, third choice. But it's not a 2-horse race as the odds board would indicate, and that cool temperature can kill off the front end speed. If Marty is correct and Jenna's Beach Boy goes to the front early, he's going to have to be used hard to get there, Vic, and I can't see him being there at the end of it if he uses him up early.
Not much respect paid to Rover Hanover at 31-1 as well. When you think of Rover winning the Metro Final and the $265,000, but beyond that really has done nothing.
Almost similar odds when he won the Metro, and I know Joe Houdon said after the race last week, he said, I'm not going to let Jenna's Beach Boy go as easy as I did last week. He may not have the chance. Marty may be right. It might be Vic. It may be VP Finance that has to let Jenna's Beach Boy go, Vic.
All right, the field of 10 gathering behind the starting gate. Let's join Frank Sullivan.
The center for Doug Brown. 6 on the outside is Don't Get In My Way and John Campbell. Then Only Pen for Bill Gale. Jenna's Beach Boy and Bill Fahy. On the outside, Powerful Structure for Ron Waples. Village Connection, Paul McDonnell. It's post time for the 8th. Into the stretch they come, the 8th race, 1994 championship final. 2-year-old pacing colts and geldings in the Cadillac Breeders' Crown. They're off and pacing. Don't Get In My Way is firing on out of there. So is Jenna's Beach Boy and Only Pen firing fastest of all in between them against Rover Hanover. Over to the first turn with Stand Alone, spotted just behind the speed. Rover Hanover is on a break. Now coming on to inherit 4th is Don't Get In My Way. VP Finance is 5 up on the outside. Big Albert gets away in 6th. Around the trouble from 7th on the outside. No Standing Around. Then it's back to Powerful Structure. Village Connection. Rover Hanover is out of it. Back down pacing off a quarter. Only Pen up front. 26-3. Wicked first quarter speed for Only Pen, who takes the field into the backside. Jenna's Beach Boy is there in second. 4 more lengths to Stand Alone. Studying those two from a tight third. VP Finance is 4th. Don't Get in My Way is fifth, already on the move. On the outside from 6 is No Standing Around. Big Albert is 7th, Powerful Structure is 8th, then Village Connection. And Rover Hanover, the half was 55-1, going very strong in a 28-3 second quarter, and Bill Fahy has taken Jenna's Beach Boy to the lead. Jenna's Beach Boy in front on the way to the last turn. Only Penn is there in second. Stand Alone is up on the outside third, and the clash of the 2-year-old Titans will soon be on. On the outside fourth is VP Finance. Don't Get in My Way is along the inside in fifth. No Standing Around is sixth. Seventh on the outside, Powerful Structure. Then Village Connection, 3/4, 1:23-1. Into the top of the stretch drive, the 2-year-old Pacing Colts and Geldings in the Cadillac Breeders' Crown. And it's all Jenna's Beach Boy. Jenna's Beach Boy. Stand Alone is second in futile pursuit. This one is all over. Jenna's Beach Boy romping. Look at the clock. 1:51-4. Track and Canadian record. Stand Alone second. Don't Get in My Way was third.
Well, Earl, last week's elimination then was no fluke.
No fluke. This the temperature much colder tonight. If you had put this on a nice night, this horse probably would have paced in 150 and a fraction, maybe at 150 flat. You can make excuses for Stand Alone, who got away a little badly when Rover Hanover made a break, but it wouldn't have mattered tonight. Jenna's Beach Boy was much the best. He got parked around the turn. He went out and took the lead, and he drove away at the end of it. 1:51-4, an incredible clocking for the kind of evening it is. Very cold for this kind of speed. Here he is under wraps. Stand Alone best of the rest, and where are the rest?
Nowhere. So that's now 7 wins in 12 starts for Jenna's Beach Boy.
And Beach Towel established himself as the young super sire of 1994.
His lifetime was 1:52-4. Better's that. 1:51-4 to set a personal best and a track record, winning the Breeders' Crown 2-year-old Colt Pace. Colt Pace.
Turning point in this one, Vic, was when Bill Fahy turned on the afterburners at the top of the stretch. Jenna's Beach Boy, clearly the best. And because this 2-year-old crop has been so wide open to this stage, the voting for 2-year-old Colt Pacer of the year probably has come down to the Breeders' Crown, as Tom Charters says it always does.
Jenna's Beach Boy wraps up the 2-year-old Colt Pace. A cash donation will be made to the Coaching Association of Canada for the training and development of coaches in amateur sport on behalf of TSN and Apple Auto Glass, with the guaranteed bond for life system, coast to coast. So it was a 2-horse race. Jenna's Beach Boy, Stand Alone, and Don't Get in My Way. Here's Marty.
Well, Jenna's Beach Boy really did it. Holy smokes, what a monster this horse is. You got to love this horse.
Giant effort. He raced a tough race. He left hard out of the outside and finished strong.
Hey, under a little adversity today. What happened to him in the stall? Tell me that story yesterday.
The second trainer told me he kicked the stall yesterday, and he was a little off in his left rear tonight, and we were pretty concerned with it. He run on me scoring down before the race, but he got behind the gate. He was all business.
So he raced with a little adversity tonight, above his pain, no less.
Yes, he's a big, strong horse, and he overcame.
Just a question on the race itself. You left out of there at the 8-hole. We thought you were going to leave. Bill Gale takes the lead. You didn't want the 2-hole going to that first turn, did you?
No, I liked the front, but we were going fast enough for me, and I was happy to be in the 2-hole, and when he backed it down a little bit, that's when I made my move.
So as soon as he backed down, out you came, and this horse looked like he had lots left. Stand Alone was sitting back, taking it easy, and tonight, of course, front-end speed hadn't been holding up, so Stand Alone was coming out of it. What happened when you looked over your shoulder?
Well, I knew there was some trouble leaving. I saw the one horse make a break, and I think that cost Stand Alone some ground. Might have cost him the race. I don't know. You know, if he's had a fair shot at it, it would have been a lot better race.
Love those beach towels. Congratulations. Way to go. Go get your picture taken. Bill Fahy, a beach towel. I'm telling, as much as I love Cam Fella, these beach towels are really starting to show. This is a big, thick horse. A wonderful looking 2-year-old. Vic?
What do you think? What is it about the beach towel line when he talks about a big horse?
Well, everybody predicted Beach Towel would be a failure because he was by French Chef, and the 2 previous major horses by French Chef had failed as stallions. but he was a different type of horse, big, powerful horse, and it's just one of those rare things in the business, in the breeding of animals, when a horse comes along or an animal, a sire comes along that improves the breed, and Beach Towel is one of those horses.